This is its financial history too, where money's past reveals tomorrow's truth. In the world of finance, patterns don't repeat, they rhyme. And today, a powerful rhyme from the past is quietly returning. Most people haven't noticed it yet. But when they do, it might already be too late. Welcome to its financial history too in March 2023. Donald Trump made a statement that almost no major network covered, but it sent shockwaves through gold markets. Speaking at Mar-a-Lago, he said, "We used to have a thing called the gold standard. It was beautiful, real money. Now we have paper backed by nothing. That will change." Most people ignored it. But gold analysts didn't. Then in July 2024, during a rally in Iowa, Trump repeated the message. "On day one, I will restore sound money. The dollar will be strong again, backed by something real." To many, this sounded like campaign rhetoric. But Trump doesn't say things accidentally, and if you look at who he surrounds himself with: Judy Shelton, advocate of a modern gold standard; Robert Lighthizer, believes the current monetary system benefits China; Steve Bannon, outspoken supporter of sound money and economic nationalism. The pattern becomes difficult to ignore. A group of advisors who all support a return to gold. And according to many geopolitical analysts, Trump may be preparing to do something that hasn't been done in 96 years. And the target year is allegedly 2027. This wouldn't just be economic policy. It would be the largest wealth transfer in human history, a reset that could revalue gold 10 to 20x, wipe out trillions in debt, crush savers and bondholders, reward nations holding gold, and shift global power overnight. But could this really happen? To understand why the idea is even on the table, you need to know the history and why currency resets happen every 50 to 100 years. From 1879 to 1933, every US dollar was redeemable for a fixed amount of gold, $20.67 per ounce. A $20 bill meant 1 ounce of gold, simple, powerful, and restrictive. You couldn't print more dollars unless you had enough gold to back them. This prevented inflation, excess government spending, runaway debt. But everything changed in 1933. The Great Depression had crippled the economy, and President Roosevelt wanted to print money to stimulate growth. There was one problem: the gold standard wouldn't allow it. So on April 5, 1933, he issued one of the most controversial orders in U.S. history, Executive Order 6102. It became illegal for Americans to own gold. Citizens had to turn in gold coins and bullion to the Federal Reserve for $20.67 per ounce. Then, after collecting the gold, the government did something shocking. In 1934, it revalued gold from $20.67 to $35 per ounce. Overnight, the US dollar lost 69% of its value. This was a silent wealth confiscation. The US then built the Bretton Woods system. Dollars were backed by gold, but only foreign governments could redeem them. Americans could not. But even that system couldn't survive. By 1971, the US had printed far more dollars than it had gold to back, and foreign nations started demanding their gold. Nixon responded with the now famous Nixon shock. To defend the dollar, the US temporarily suspends gold convertibility. Temporary became permanent. The dollar became pure fiat, backed by nothing. Since then, the dollar has lost 98% of its purchasing power. The dollar's power rests on 3 pillars: reserve currency status, oil priced in dollars, U.S. military dominance. All 3 are cracking. Reserve share is falling. The petrodollar is unraveling. And U.S. debt is spiraling. Federal debt, $36 trillion global debt, $300 trillion interest payments, approaching $1.2 trillion year. And while the West prints record amounts of money, central banks are buying gold at the fastest pace since the 1970s. 1,100 tons in 20,221,037 tons in 2023, 1,000 plus tons in 2024. China, Russia, Turkey, India. They're not buying randomly. They're preparing for a BRICS gold-backed currency. This is the first real challenge to the dollar in 80 years. There's a clear historical blueprint. Roosevelt did it in 1933. Nixon did it in 1971. Trump could follow a similar pattern. Step 1. Declare a national emergency citing China, BRICS, and the collapse of the fiat system. Step 2. Restrict or confiscate gold. Not full confiscation, but limits such as 5 ounces per person. Step 3. Revalue gold massively from $2,000 to $10,000 or even $20,000 per ounce. This instantly devalues the dollar 80 to 90%. Step 4. Inflate away debt. A $36 trillion debt becomes worth $3.6 trillion in real terms. Step 5. Launch a gold-backed dollar. Bretton Woods 2.0, but stricter. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like.